Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news, so folks, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack here. We're diving deep into a hypothetical but highly intriguing trade scenario that could seriously shake up the NFC North and, more importantly, give the Detroit Lions a massive boost for their championship aspirations. And it involves none other than Quenton Nelson, the Colts' powerhouse guard. Now I know what you're thinking. Nelson's a franchise cornerstone in Indianapolis, a guy who's been a perennial All-Pro and Pro Bowler, but the NFL is always about the next move, the next big piece that can elevate a team, and that's exactly what's being discussed here. Let's set the scene. The Indianapolis Colts, currently sitting at 4-8, are clearly in a rebuild mode. With a cap space of around $22 million and some key injuries, like Nelson missing 2 games with a knee strain, the Colts are prioritizing youth and draft capital. They're looking to shed some veteran assets to clear space and focus on developing their young QB, Anthony Richardson, and building around him. Right now, sources close to the league, echoing insights from Adam Schefter, suggest that the Colts are willing to part ways with Nelson to focus on their future. The team has already signaled that they're open to trading their star guard for a second-round pick in 2026, a move that makes a lot of sense considering their current roster needs and draft strategy. Now, why would the Detroit Lions be interested? Well, Nelson is not just any guard. He's a dominant force in the interior, a true titanic presence on the offensive line. Over the 2025 season, he's been exceptional, posting a 95. 3 PFF run block grade over 12 games. His ability to dominate in the trenches is unparalleled, an 82% win rate versus defensive tackles, creating an average of 6.4 yards per run and allowing just 1 sacks per year. His footwork is elite, with a snap release of around 20 milliseconds, and he's been able to hold up against top-tier defenders like Aaron Donald, which is no small feat. In terms of impact, Nelson's presence significantly boosts the Lions' offensive line. His addition would mean better protection for Jared Goff, especially in play-action situations, where his run blocking elevates the offense, pushing rushing yards from 120 to around 155 yards per game. That's a game-changer for Detroit, especially since the Lions have been striving for more consistency in their running attack. Nelson's ability to anchor the offensive line, combined with his experience, 8 Pro Bowls in his career, would give Detroit a rock-solid interior that can handle elite pass rushers and open up lanes for their running backs. It's no secret that the Lions' offensive line has faced some challenges lately. After losing Frank Ragnow to injury, the unit has struggled to maintain the same level of dominance, allowing around 4.1 yards per carry and surrendering 2.9 sacks per game on average. Improving that line is crucial if the Lions want to make a deep playoff run, and Nelson's addition would be a significant step in that direction. His ability to shed double teams at a 78% rate, combined with a +0.28 EPA per block versus bull rushes, makes him a nightmare for defenders and a huge boost for Goff's protection. But it's not just about the run game or protection. Nelson's presence uplifts the entire offensive scheme. His ability to create space, especially in the red zone, could push the Lions' red zone efficiency from around 58% to over 67%. That's huge, especially when facing tough NFC teams like the Bears or Vikings. His impact in the short yardage and goal line situations would be palpable, giving Detroit even more confidence in crunch time. Plus, his ability to anchor in pass protection against top-tier pass rushers like Aaron Donald means Goff will have more time to find his playmakers, and that's a recipe for success. From a defensive perspective, the Lions have been solid, but any upgrade on the offensive side can only help improve their overall balance. Think about how much easier it becomes when your offense is reliable, sustaining drives and controlling the clock. Nelson would help stabilize the offensive line, allowing the Lions to run more effectively and keep the defense rested. Plus, with the NFC North filled with tough defenses, especially with teams like the Bears and Vikings improving, having a dominant guard in Nelson could be the difference maker in tight games. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Colts in their rebuild are eyeing future draft picks, and a second-rounder in 2026 is a valuable asset. They're also prioritizing cap space, about $28 million after shedding Nelson, to target other positions like edge, where they're looking to bolster their pass rush. This move would help them reset, focus on developing Richardson, and possibly land a young edge in the draft to complement their defense. On the flip side, for the Lions, this isn't just about filling a gap. It's about elevating their entire offensive line to elite status. With Sewell at right tackle, Campbell scheming from the left, and now Nelson anchoring the interior, Detroit's front five could become one of the best in the league. It's a recipe for sustained success, especially if Goff continues his high level of play and the run game keeps improving. Looking at the bigger NFL landscape, Nelson's trade value has been compared to other recent big deals, like the Scherf trade in 2024, which was valued around a 20% increase in quarterback time and overall team efficiency. Nelson's ability to elevate the red zone, improve play-action efficiency, and neutralize mismatches makes him a true X-factor heading into the playoffs. For Detroit, acquiring Nelson could mean the difference between a good season and a deep playoff push, maybe even a shot at the Super Bowl. His experience, leadership, and consistency would bring a stability that the Lions need as they aim to build a dynasty. And let's not forget, Nelson is just 29 years old, still in his prime, with plenty of years ahead to be a cornerstone of Detroit's line. His elite footwork, combined with his strength and technical prowess, would fit perfectly into Campbell's aggressive blocking schemes. Plus, his ability to adapt and perform against top-tier defenses makes him an ideal addition for a team with Super Bowl ambitions. In terms of the future, if this trade goes through, it could set a precedent in the NFC North. The Lions would send a clear message that they're all in, willing to make bold moves to secure their spot at the top of the division and beyond. It's about establishing a culture of winning, building a roster that combines talent, experience, and grit. Nelson's rugged, blue-collar style would resonate perfectly with the Lions' identity, an indomitable force that refuses to back down. Now, considering the current odds, with the Lions having their Super Bowl chances boosted significantly, going from plus 3,500 to around plus 1,800, adding Nelson could be the final piece needed to turn a promising team into a championship contender. Imagine those snowy playoff drives, with Nelson anchoring the line, paving the way for a relentless ground game and giving Goff the protection to execute clutch throws. It's a vision of Detroit finally reaching that promised land, and Nelson could be the key to unlocking it. In conclusion, this hypothetical trade isn't just about acquiring a star guard. It's about reshaping the Lions' future, reinforcing their identity, and making a bold statement to the NFC and the entire league. The combination of Goff's leadership, the rising talent of their young defense, and now adding a blue-chip interior lineman like Nelson could propel Detroit toward heights they haven't seen in decades. It's a move that would send shockwaves through the NFL, signaling that the Lions are serious about contending and ready to fight for that first Super Bowl in a long, long time. And with the right pieces falling into place, that dream isn't just a distant hope, it's becoming a real possibility. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Lions fans, what do you think? Is this the move that could finally push Detroit over the edge? Would you trade a future second-round pick for Nelson if it meant locking down the interior for years to come? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Nelson's addition could be the spark that lights a playoff fire and gets Detroit back to the Super Bowl? Remember, this is the kind of bold move that could define the franchise for years, so your opinions matter so much to us and to the Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, rumors, and insights into your favorite team. Stay tuned, Lions Nation, because the road to the Super Bowl is heating up, and with moves like this, who knows? Maybe this is the year we finally see the blue and silver hoist that Lombardi trophy once again.